Ahoy Rum explorers and lovers. Once again, I have Jame from Set Rum. Today we're doing YouTube's first ever Clement VSOP.
Yeah. All right. So
welcome back, Jame.
Welcome. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here again. And today, so Nia and I, we had done this Clement single cast previously, and I mentioned that I have some other Clements. So we're gonna start going through the Clement line to really see the difference in the Clement rums, because starting at the top of a rum brand, you're not really knowing what the rum brand is about, right? When you just start with the premium stuff first. So with this today, we're gonna go through and start the select barrel, and then we're gonna do the VSOP, and then we're gonna go back and try the super premium 16-year-old rum from Clement.
And I'm so excited because this is the first time ever that I am trying a true rum agricole with you.
All right, yeah. So good times ahead, good times ahead. All right, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channels. Nia is My Rum Diaries on Instagram and on YouTube. Myself is at Ready Set Rum on YouTube and Instagram as well. So definitely on the My Rum Diaries channel, we love trying some things new.
We do.
And today we're definitely gonna have Nia's gonna learn a lot about rum agricoles.
I'm excited.
All right, so here we're gonna start with the lowest of the line, which would be the Clement Select Barrel. I think they actually not the lowest of the line, because they do have the white rums.
Yeah, the white rums.
They have a couple of them, and they have Clement has a pretty wide range. I'm pretty sure they probably have over 10 different releases. They have at least 2 or 3 white rums. They have like 5. I think they have like 3 or 4 regular standard. They have the XO VSOP. They have the select barrel. They have a lot of their standard range, and then they have like special stuff like this is a limited edition vanilla intense. So they have a ton of rum offerings, which is, I don't know, it's kind of surprising to me. I didn't know they were that big, but they are definitely producing a lot of rums.
So, and remember, this is like rum agricole from Martinique, so they're French Caribbean rum.
Right, and not only are they French Caribbean rum, they also have the special certification of AOC, which is where the French government kind of puts a lot of rules, a lot of restrictions on what they can and cannot do. So once you have a rum from a French country, you get a certain type of rum. But then also when you get a rum that has a AOC certification, pretty much they're tied to every French regulation there is when it comes to the spirit. So you're guaranteed to have a rum that is true age statement, fresh cane juice, no additives, right? So definitely whatever you're getting is based on the scale of the master blenders, based on the scale of the distillery, because to get fresh cane juice, you have to be near the cane supply.
Which means you're cutting it and processing it very, very fast, which is very, very different than most of the rums we try.
Right. Most rums are molasses based.
Fresh.
But yeah,
cane juice.
Fresh cane juice. And when they say fresh cane juice,
they're cutting it and processing it right away.
Yeah. And honestly, when we taste this, I'm gonna tell you exactly why this fresh cane juice is so important, right? So let's get to it. We have the select barrel, and on the back it says Clement Select Barrel is a small batch handcrafted rum rested in charred French oak barrels, specifically selected from the cellar master for their unique qualities and characteristics. These barrels have been conditioned to soften the rum with brilliant notes of vanilla, cocoa butter, leading to a remarkable smooth finish, right? And this does not say the age, and honestly, I'm pretty sure I reviewed this before. I know that the rums in this one is pretty much under 3 years old. It's kind of hard to find information on this, but this is somewhat aged, but not as aged as the other two. The next one we're going to get to is the VSOP, and that's 4 years old. So this is definitely under 4. With the coloration and everything, I would say it's about 3, but they didn't really say, so pretty
So when
much
you're looking at
blended.
the screen, this is the youngest and this is the oldest
Right.
rum.
And you
just
could
for
see
perspective.
You can see the coloration. We're gonna pop this out of the box in a minute so you can get a better look at this one as well in a minute. So this rum, 3 years or younger, right? I'm not sure, but definitely let's get to it. Let's get to the nose.
Skunky skunk.
So immediately you're getting funky grass notes. So there's, when everyone talks about rum, most people think about Jamaican rum and they think about the funkiness of the Jamaican rum. Clement rums are funky. It's very, I'm not sure if it's the kind of still they use. They usually use even French stills. Everything about the French island rums are usually just French everything. They're French oak. They're talking about French stills, like, which is not a typical column still. There's always some little variations on those, but definitely the rum on the nose is
And
funky.
by funk, it's not like, if you're not familiar to the funkiness of these types of rums, it's like a grassy note.
Right,
Like
exactly.
a grassy note, like an earthy note.
It's not Jamaican
It's not
funk.
like
It's
funk like it smells bad. It's just like this grassiness to it.
it is grassy. It is like fresh cut cane. It's like you just cut the grass off the top of the cane.
Yeah.
Which is funny, right? Because cane juice is sweet. There's some, it's just not, cane juice itself isn't grassy, right?
It's not. It's kind of on the sweeter side.
Yeah, it's just like a sweet, mellow flavor. So tasting this is like they just put the whole cane in there. They're like, hey, we're not wasting any time. We're just gonna cut this cane, cut it off the root, and
With
just
the
throw.
shell, because typically, like in our countries, I don't know if in Trinidad, but in Ecuador, when you munch on sugar cane, they
Yeah.
take out the outside and
Right.
you munch on, and it's so sweet and juicy.
Exactly.
And
So same thing in Trinidad, in Tobago, we take off the outside, we eat the inside. But when you're juicing cane, if you just
It's the
run
whole
cane
thing.
through the mill, you put the whole cane in there. Typically, you cut the grass off. You don't run all the leaves behind it with the cane. You at least just cut the head off. And this, I think, they left everything.
super funk.
Yeah, this is very grassy on the nose.
A little bit of the burn, like alcohol burn. What's the proof on this?
I think they're all 40 proof. Well, at least this one is 40 proof.
Oh yeah, 40.
The VSOP, I'm pretty sure might be the same, and
Yeah.
we'll get to the single edition as well. So this one is 40 proof. Nose is funky. All right, so
But it says rum agricole balanced with sweetness and character. Let's see how sweet
right.
this is.
legs are thin, expected, as we said.
Yeah, it's only
you
like
know,
a 3 year.
3 year old or so. All right, so let's get to the tasting. Grassy, medicine tasting. It's very medicine-y. It's very odd.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy.
Yeah.
But because I've been hanging out with a lot of bourbon drinkers that like those like rye bourbons with the pop rocks on the back,
Yeah.
this tastes delicious.
Really? All right.
This is really good to me.
Nia's a different person from me, right? This is
not bad at all. I expected worse. I don't know why. I know a lot of people think the funkiness tastes kind of like you said, cough medicine or kind of medicine, but to me, it's there's a lot of smokiness. There's a lot of kind of like that oak tannin to me.
the oak tannin is very slight on the back. For me, I get the grassiness, the funkiness, get a kind of medicine note, getting some almost like you talking about pop rocks and stuff. I'm getting like a weird
But no,
candy.
Pop rocks, I meant like on the bourbon
On the
rye
bourbon
side.
side.
But
Okay,
because
okay.
I've been tasting those very
Yeah.
overproof bourbons,
Right.
I thought this was gonna be kind of like on the funkier palate taste. But to me, this is amazing. This is very good.
Nia is a big Clement fan. Myself, it is very unique. Honestly, I felt like from the first time I tried it, I bought this probably 2 years ago. I don't think the pandemic was even on. So I bought like 2 years ago. Wasn't a big fan. It actually grew on me a bit. You know, it's a bit more tolerable. I had it was like lime and something. There was some random mix I bought at a liquor store.
Yeah.
And this just went perfectly with it. I can't remember what it was. It's on my Instagram. I know I posted a picture of it. I'm probably going to reshare it once I post this video. But it was just like the perfect mix. Somehow, whatever that cocktail was that they sold me, whatever that mixer was, just went perfectly with Clement Rhum more than any other rum.
So this is also reminding me a little bit of, I haven't had you try that, but I have the blend from One Drop, because he mixes a lot of Jamaican rum in it. It's giving me a little bit of that. So I think maybe with even just like a little bit of
just
lemon, it's too grassy for you.
Wow, every sip is.
It's a very unique rum. If you're
unique.
Yeah, if you like rums more on the sweeter side, on the fruitier side, I don't think you'll like this. No. But if you like the smoky, more unique tasting spirits, this is for you. I like this. I love experimenting, and this, I'm very impressed. I thought I was not gonna like this. I was bracing for impact because I remember you saying rum agricoles are just, they're rough. They're rough.
So,
but this is,
I would say I've grown over the last 2 years that I've enjoyed this a bit more, but still, this is definitely too funky for me. It's like grassy medicine, like cough syrup with some grass in there. No? You don't see Dayquil in this? I'm thinking Dayquil.
no.
No? All right. That's just me.
Like I could definitely kind of get like an herbal taste to it, but I also get so much nice smoky taste on the back palate that I really enjoy.
I think you're just ignoring everything for the smokiness on the back palate.
Maybe.
I think that's what you're doing.
So let me ask you something. I know you have Manny a lot on your channel. Does he like rum agricole? Because I know he's like a very like high proof type of rum guy.
Yeah, I don't
what
think
is he like? Does he like this?
I don't think he has even tried it. Like,
oh shoot, maybe we should bring Manny back.
Yeah, like this honestly, I bought this. It was on my shelf for a long time. I opened it, I tried it. I was like, man, I don't think I could review this thing. It's just the flavor profile was just so different from what I was used to. And at that point in time, I'm now getting into Jamaican rums, and this is so beyond Jamaican rums. Like the funkiness, the uniqueness of this flavor.
Do you think this has changed the flavoring? Because I know we talk a lot about oxygenation on our channels. Correct. Has this changed since you opened it? Because honestly, I'm very impressed with this. This is 3 years, and I really enjoy this.
So it could help. The oxygenation could help it. But the thing about it is, I also have not tried it in 2 years, right? And I've tried so many rums since then.
Yeah.
That my tasting palate could have evolved along with the oxygenation of the rum itself. So the both things could have increased for the better.
Okay.
Right? So I can't clearly say, well, it's just the oxygenation, and I can't just say it's just, my palate has improved.
There's too many variables.
Yeah, too many variables to say what really improved. Maybe both of them reviewed, right? I am okay. I'm just like, I know this, it tastes decent. I know it mixes well with certain things, but you really need, so I can't remember what that mix is, but I definitely posted online. There was like a nice, like ginger lime mix or something I got from ABC or something like that. And it just went
You know what sounds
really
to me that would go good with this? Maybe like a Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
But with this instead of the vodka.
Right.
But so like fresh ginger, this would go.
Honestly, like it because of the flavor profile is so strong, you need something that complements it. Where it just kind of it adds a sweet, smooth. I could just see this with like maybe like passion fruit and a little bit of lime.
Oh, I'm a big passion fruit fan.
I love passion fruit, and passion fruit just has a nice, sweet, smooth flavor.
Yeah.
I think passion fruit, this, a squeeze of lime with some ice.
Okay.
Sounds like a good cocktail, right?
We'll try it out. So make sure you follow our Instagram so we can try this cocktail out.
I like, I need to get back to my roots of making cocktails. So definitely, like, this really is it's a good cocktail rum. It's decent. Mia just loves sipping it. She just finds it so nice and smoky.
I'm not a sipper, but this is so unique.
This to me was just a bit too unique. Like, the grassiness is just, the grassy medicine notes is just a bit too much for me. So,
and by medicine, like, I'm not a big what is that? Oh, I'm not a big licorice fan. I know a lot of people associate medicine with licorice. I hate licorice. This does not taste like licorice.
Yeah, it's not a licorice flavor.
It does taste.
I just think cough medicine when I have it.
Yeah, I can see like the herbal notes to this, but this is, I don't know.
All right, so
You might have converted me to the agricole side, like full blown. This is very enjoyable.
well, we won one over. Clement has. All right, now we're gonna go on to Clement number 2, which is a VSOP. All right, as you can see on the front here, another Martinique rum. So the first one was about $35. I think this was probably about $40 or $45.
And Clement kind of changes the bottles. The cheaper, the smaller the bottle, as you can see.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I saw a lot of comments online that people were pissed because this one is so small. They were saying that for the price. They're like, how they?
I think it's like $90, $100, something like that.
I don't know. Thanks, Phil. He bought it for me.
So,
I have no idea that was a gift.
Yeah, so I think I looked it up online. I think they're like
but it was over $100.
So think about it. You pay $100, right? So this is you get 750 mils, right? Like $35 or whatever, right? This is like probably $45, and then you go down in price.
Significantly.
Right? Significantly. You go down in size, but you go up in price, right? So think about it. You pay $100, you're thinking you're gonna get a standard 750 ml bottle like these two, and you get a 500 ml, right? So you basically just lost
250.
Right? You lost a third of your rum purchase, right? Because you're thinking, man, I'm going to 750, but you get this, you're just like, what the hell is this? These guys just robbed me, right? Because this really, then you're thinking like, whoa.
And I haven't drank this since we drank this together, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I've been letting it marinate and sit for us to do our comparison because
So
he was so disappointed that day where he didn't bring his Clement. So I've been waiting to redo this.
So exactly.
When you come back.
We are now gonna go through the second one, the rum. They call it. So you don't know French, right? Because
I do.
Okay. So all right. So maybe you could help out with
but
this one.
But this is in English.
Yeah, I think it's in English. Yeah.
Yeah, here. So great thing about Clement, they do French on the top and English on the bottom.
But what is VS Agricole? Did I even say that right?
Oh, no. On the top it says rum, you know, the RHUM version, which is the French version, but it says vieux, which is old agricole.
Oh, okay. So it's
like an old agricole rum.
It's old agricole rum, and it says since 1887 the production of Clement Rhums have been carried out according to the purest tradition and the most time-honored methods inherited by Homer and Charles Clement. Clement VSOP rum is aged a minimum of 4 years in oak casks at Habitation Clement, which is House Clement in English. The rum has been matured elegantly and draws its great complexity from the alternative use of virgin oak and bourbon barrels. That's my radio voice for you guys. All right. Trying to perfect it,
Yeah, we love your accent. That's why we watch all your videos.
All right, guys. So that song's really good. Established in 1887. Sorry. So very
lots
old.
Of history to this
Lots
company.
of history. And honestly, like there's so much story, there's so much background. One of the things that most people don't know is that one of the reasons why French rum is all fresh sugar cane is because there was once a point in time where France decided not to buy sugar from their colony, which was just crazy. French has some of the wildest. France, has some of the wildest history.
It sounds like it.
In all, like if you go back to the history books, you go back to like the revolution, you go back to Haiti, you go to all these things. They have taken some wild swings at just like colonization and stuff like that. So there's once a point in time where France decided we're gonna grow sugar beets instead of having the sugar from the colony.
Wait, like beets, the vegetable beets?
Yeah, sugar beets. So they once decided sugar beets would be the source of their sugar.
That's
and
crazy.
Therefore they would not import any sugar from the plantations back in their French
that sounds crazy.
colonies. And therefore the sugar became the plantations then started using the fresh sugar cane to make rum, because I could sell you the rum, but you're not gonna buy my sugar. So the alternative was to make fresh sugarcane rum instead of using molasses or the byproduct. If you're not gonna buy my sugar, well, I might as well just make something out of the fresh sugarcane, and that is why French style is usually fresh sugarcane. So a weird little tidbit that I picked up, but yeah, that's one of the lead. Like, you know, they could have always switched back, but they decided to stick with this method of using fresh sugarcane and making great rum. So this is what they stuck with. Everyone went other ways, or most people use molasses, but the French have been going strong with fresh sugarcane juice for quite some time. I know some other companies like
I thought Hawaii, Jamaican was also fresh sugarcane.
No, Jamaica always uses molasses. I don't think there's any fresh sugarcane over there. They have fields right outside. If you
I thought it was rum agricole rum too.
No.
That's interesting.
So Jamaican rums tradition.
So when they say Jamaican, there's a Jamaican funk on the rums. Where is it from?
So the funk in Jamaican rums are twofold. One, it is from Dunder pits. Everyone except Worthy Park, which is the youngest rum producer, right? Not the youngest estate, because their estate has been established since 17 something. However, they haven't been in the rum game for a long time. The government had owned it. I think the government had done some stuff that kind of messed them up for a while. But they just started making back rum, I think 2003, 2005, somewhere around there. They started back making rums.
Oh, wow.
Right, so they bought Fourth Smythe still. Very tough name for me to pronounce. I don't know. I'm having a lot of tongue ties.
Yes.
Today. But the Forsyth still, they bought, which is a big rum still manufacturer in Europe. And they don't use Dunder pits, but the Four Smites is a pot still, and pot still gives you funk. So even if you have pot still rums in America, very funky. Louisiana rum, very funky. However, Jamaican rums are molasses 99% of the time.
But the funk comes from the pot still. But the funk
is from pot still and from Dunder pits. Dunder pits are so Dunder is like the leftovers you get at the bottom of your base product. And it's like the residue.
Like the tails?
No, it's not even tails. It's like literally like the residue, like the stuff on the bottom, like the muck on the bottom.
Oh my gosh!
And
like the stuff you technically throw away.
Yes, technically you throw away. People have Dunder pits. It's like you throw it away. But what everyone other than Worthy Park does, they take the Dunder and they put it back into the production, which heightens the flavor content. Okay. Right? Think about it. You're cooking some sort of stew or something.
Okay.
Right? And you start off with some of the residue from the previous stuff.
Yes.
Like you're basically putting in the flavor before even you develop the flavor.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I get it.
So that's why
makes sense.
There's an intensity of this Dunder, this bottom, this muck that you get off the residue from your ferments and stuff, right?
That's very interesting.
And you impart that back into
the new rum that you're producing.
Rum you're gonna produce.
Okay.
Right?
So that's Jamaican rum.
So Jamaican rum, Dunder pits and pot stills. Everyone has pot stills. There's no one without a pot still in Jamaica, right? I think even Monimus they have column stills, but they also have pot stills. They have couple stills over there. So everyone in Jamaica has a pot still, and that is a part of the tasting. And they all have Dunder pits except Worthy Park, and Worthy Park still has, they still could produce different profiles, different marks, based on how you come off the still with your production, the temperatures and stuff like that, the length of fermentation, you get a different flavor. So Jamaican rum, no fresh sugar cane, even though there are fields. Appleton,
they do molasses.
Yeah, Appleton is in a field, is in a cane field. Worthy Park is in a cane field.
Just the French Caribbean thing.
Yeah, that does fresh sugar cane.
Okay.
Trinidad had
Which is this? What we're seeing right in front of you.
There's Nielsen's or Nissons.
Yeah.
There's a couple other French companies like that.
Okay, I've tried that one and I did not like that.
Really?
This was not like this.
Honestly,
yes, Naissance was the base. I think I tried the basic Naissance.
I tried one of the Naissons and honestly I liked it, more than Clement. But honestly, now that I'm trying the Clement again, I'm
like Clement better?
I like the Clement. Like, so now I'm like, I gotta compare them side by side, because what it was that I tried this way back, probably like when I just started my YouTube channel. So not maybe a year ago. So I tried it when I just started my YouTube channel, and I wasn't that big of a fan of it. And then I tried Naissance probably late last year. So honestly, I've had a whole year to develop.
Yeah.
And honestly, in rums, like for me, I was going hard. I have about 200 bottles in my collection, so I have a lot of rum. So I've gone through so much that my palate evolved really quickly compared to someone who's just like, oh, I've been drinking rum for 20 years. But they probably tried 200 rums in 20 years.
Yeah.
I've tried 200 rums in 2 years.
In a year.
In a year, like a year and a half, basically, right? So I've had a rapid growth in my tasting palette and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like the more experience you have and the more exposure you have, it develops rums. Different.
Exactly. So
and all my friends are bourbon fans, so I'm getting into highly exposed to bourbons.
I got
and
you.
Bourbons aged in rum casks, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. So that's the funny thing, because like, so there's bourbons then finished in rum casks, and then there's
rums aged in bourbon casks.
So it's funny like that. All right, so let's get into rum number 2. Right, 4-year-old VSOP. Which,
by the way, I'm excited to try. Which I feel like it's gonna be something in the middle. Which I recently saw. It's a Clement Orange. So I don't know if it has orange notes, but make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I definitely want to review that rum with you.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna have all Clement rums with Nia.
I know I'm gonna have to like go get this one for sure. We'll see how this one.
So. And let me just do the little pop. I like to do the pop next to the mic.
Yeah.
All right. So that nice pop. It has a what they call almost like a hybrid or
like a composite,
where it has cork pieces in the rubber there. Pretty nice. The first cap was a screw. This has a cork. But all Clement bottles has a pretty similar shape, where it's pretty much like
as you can tell.
Yeah. Edge cylinder, thick glass on the bottom. Like, they're pretty much like these two has the same amount in them. So basically this is thinner, this is wider, therefore it's shorter. But definitely pretty standard bottles from Clement. All right, so this color a little deeper than the previous. Swirl it around, see if there's any legs on there. Remember, it's only about 4 years old, so we don't expect much legs, but we're seeing some tight beading up at the top.
Little beading.
There's some very small beading, and it's the legs are developing, and honestly the legs are developing pretty slowly. So maybe it's just how the fresh cane juice, but there's something in there that just allows legs on a Clement rum to develop really slowly. There's something in their processing that just gives it more oils, more
because
body.
This one's only 4 years,
only
right?
4 years. Well, it's minimum 4 years, but most times when someone says minimum 4 years, the range is usually pretty tight, like maybe like 4 to 6. 47. It's
but they just keep it on the lower end for.
Yeah, they always, because of the rules, they always take the lowest number.
Oh, that's good to know.
You know. But Solera, they just give you a range of whatever. This just says your minimum age 4 years. It could be higher, but honestly, the body on this thing, the legs on this thing is crazy. It's sticking to the glass in little beads. It's very thick. All right, let's get to the nose.
The nose from this to this significantly different.
Yeah. It's grassy as well, but there's a smoothness and a sweetness to this one.
Very sweet. Like for me, like flowers, like flowery sweet.
It's a bit hot on the nose though.
It is.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot more alcohol burn. And they're all both 40 proof, but definitely way more alcohol burn on the 4-year-old compared to the younger select barrel.
To me, this almost smells like a nice perfume.
Yeah, there's a unique floral. There's a unique floral, fruity. Maybe more floral.
I cannot believe the jump from this to this.
Yeah.
On the nose, I did not expect that.
It's way different. The funkiness reduces a bit. Definitely. Funkiness reduces. Alcohol burns higher.
And then you get a lot of like floral
notes. Yeah, you're right. Floral notes on the nose.
Should we taste it?
Yeah, definitely. floral on the taste?
Nope.
No? I swear I tasted potpourri. It's hot. It's a little bit hot on the nose. It's hotter. It's drying on the nose a bit. No? That's what I'm getting.
On the nose, yeah. But on the palate.
It dried my tongue.
Yeah, very dry.
It dried my tongue.
It lingers beautifully though.
Lingers.
Beautifully.
It's still funky, but the funky is smoother, more rounded.
And it starts... I'm going to have to do another one.
So,
I was going to say a little bit of marshmallow at the start. Like toasted marshmallow.
Agricoles are just very unique. Like, honestly, it is night and day. Like, rum agricole is almost... It is the furthest thing from a Latin rum. From most rums. From even, like... So I would say...
But now I agree. The beginning is very... it's very floral. Almost like potpourri, yeah, for sure. But at the end, there's a lot of linger and smokiness at the end. But not as much as this. But it's on the sweeter side. The 4-year.
Yeah. So... Man, so...
I really want to call it like a very nice perfume without being perfumey.
I'm trying so hard to find notes that match this thing. Yes, there's the agricole flavor. There's that... But there's floral. There's fruity. I'm getting... The notes are so strong. They're almost like unique candies. Like, I'm thinking like things like pop rocks. Like, there's even a slight like caramel, but even slight like it's way more caramel that you'd get on a traditional
it's like
Latin
homemade,
American rum.
like homemade caramel.
There's a lot of strong flavors here.
I'm officially converted to rum agricole.
You're rum agricole girl? All right. Rum, but honestly, rum agricole, Clement, just remember, it is nothing like any other rum you've had. Even if you're a Jamaican rum fan, like Jamaican, like to me it's like, I would say like column still, traditional, Latin rums are here, Jamaican rums are here, and then Clement's just like, it's a lot higher. There's a lot, the taste is just way different compared, like if you had a Clement, like someone could tell you like a Clement, like a rum agricole is something else. Like you could like
it is.
I think about cachaça, like just make up some random name that means something in French, and you could say, oh yeah, this is shaka shaka. It's like, okay, I believe you because it does not taste like rum. Like you won't. It doesn't taste like traditional rum.
I agree. And the first time I tried it, for some reason, it tasted like it literally tasted like the marshmallow when you make a s'more. The first time I tried it, kind of tasted like the sweetness of like a toasted marshmallow. But then when I tasted the next time, because maybe you suggested my mind to think of like potpourri, but
yeah, but it's fruity. Like there's a lingering candy note on my palate right now. There's just so much flavors that is just so different. And honestly, this is definitely a rum that for I don't know, surprisingly you liked it. But you've been drinking a lot of rums and bourbons, right? So, you've been kind of exposed to a lot, right? So being exposed to a lot of varied flavored stuff, you're more open to it. For me, it took me a while.
No bueno.
It took me a while. I'm kidding. I'm serious. Like this is the first time I've tried it.
Because when you go on the bourbon on the rye side,
yeah, the rye side is so okay.
Oof,
I got it.
That dryness on the back of your tongue, and when I mean pop rocks,
so this is just like sugar to you.
It literally feels like pop rocks in the back. Yeah, it's like popping in the back from the spirits. This is delicious. I love this. And when we talk about floral, don't be scared, guys. You have to try these things. They're very unique, and we're not talking about like when you go to Macy's and everybody's like spraying perfume in your face, and you're like, "Oh, lady, get out of my face!" No, we're not talking about that kind of perfume. We're talking about very beautifully made floral perfumes, like French style, very like.
And honestly, there's just so much complexity to it.
So much complexity.
Like I'm getting the grassy note that I got on the first one, but then there's a smoothness to it, there's a sweetness to it, there's a honey to it, there's unique pops of like almost like different, like literally I'm getting like as if I'm tasting different vegetables. It's very much more the vegetable note. So then instead of like fruity notes, you get more vegetable notes, and think about things like sweet beets. Think about stuff like certain types of more savory stuff. Not even the sweeter notes, but like the more savory, different fruit, but more vegetable.
For a second, it was kind of like a really well aged blue cheese to me.
You see, I didn't get. I haven't tried blue cheese in a while, but like those kind of notes that she's describing, it's like you get a lot of savory notes, like funky.
For a little bit, for me, it was like a little bit of like an aged blue cheese, not the typical very upfront that we get anywhere. It's like a very aged blue. I'm a big cheese fan, so that's why when I was tasting, I was like, I cannot believe this tastes a little bit like cheese. But what I love about it is the smokiness at the end, and it lingers. This is like an experience. Like it starts at the beginning of your palate, and you're drinking it, so you have the exposure of your nose, and it develops as it goes through your palate, and at the end you still have that smokiness on the end.
Nice.
Which is so beautiful.
And again, I'm getting
a fan.
I'm getting something like medicine, but no, it's a different type of medicine. All right, this is like, it almost is almost like a children's vitamin type of thing, like almost like Flintstones or something, like those Flintstone pebble things that you used to get as a kid, like the one that shaped like Bam Bam and what's the other, like Pebbles and Bam Bam, right? So I felt like there's just, it's so unique. Like you just get, like, to me, drinking Clement Rum or rum agricoles, I just think about different types of vegetal notes and different types of medicine. Like I go through the medicine cabinet when I think about when I taste these rums. It is very different, crazy different. And very interesting. To me, it took me a while. Honestly, it took me a very long time to get around to French agricole rums. Started off with these Clement rums, these two Clement rums right here. Wasn't a big fan. Tried a Nissan probably late last year.
I did not like the Nissan, but this,
I honestly like guys, the Nissan.
I am obsessed.
I know. Nia brought me back to Clement. I've owned these bottles for a while, but Nia has brought me back. Honestly, they're winning me over. It's still unique. It's still something that, honestly, I'm thinking like having it now. I'm like, I could sip this. I could sip this. It's not
literally like a very fine aged blue cheese. If you've ever had a really good blue, man.
Right, Nia's won me over. I don't know. Maybe she's convincing me and I really still don't like it. But
it's
right
my
now,
excitement.
I feel like her excitement is rubbing off. I'm just like,
I was ready to cringe.
Yeah, it honestly.
And now I'm excited to go back to this one because we reviewed this one. I liked it. I wasn't crazy about it, but I'm interested to see our progression. I did take a little sip of water to cleanse my palate. Because these are very strong rums.
Yeah.
They're very complex. So you definitely want to cleanse your palate when you try this.
Flavor-wise, you have to cleanse your palate because you're not... I think even if we tried like the Ecuadorian rums after trying this, our palates are going to be like, you have to clear up what this is. Because if you try another rum with this on it, it's going to taste crazy different. That rum is going to be so skewed in different ways because the flavor profile in this is just extremely different. I'm gonna go now to 16-year-old.
Which, by the way, I have not opened this bottle since we did our last review. So I'm putting up a card so you could see that full video, guys. Right. Watch it. It's a very good video.
Very good. So we had fun the last time, and now we're gonna go back to, which was, so one thing I love how Clement does this bottle. So this is a 500. So this is 750. 500. I guess they decided they don't want to go
you
too
love
wide,
or you hate this.
So then you just shrink the whole bottle, right, to make it make sense. So looking at the bottle, everything is in French, so only my little French could save me right now. But basically the rum was distilled in 2002 and then it was aged from 2002 to 2018, so 16 years in French oak. Is it French oak? Did they say?
No, these are actually bourbon casks.
Bourbon cask, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so bourbon cask, which is different. French usually use French oak.
No,
but now they want to be all, I guess for them it's fancy using bourbon cask, right? Whereas everyone usually uses bourbon cask. All right, so let's go for the pour. All right, a little for me A little for Nia, sorry. A little for me. All right. So.
Okay, now that I went through the progression, I could definitely smell the vanilla way more.
All right. So that's the thing. And that's exactly what we wanted to do last time.
Yeah.
So this is called Vanilla Intense. And what we were talking about before the video started was...
Which we talked about in the last video too.
Right. How you toast your cask gives you different flavors, right? Certain temperatures, which you heat up your cask, which you char your cask, gives you a different note. And they basically, what they did is they honed into the perfect range of which they would toast their cask to get the most
and I'll
vanilla
insert the
flavor.
chart in here so you guys can actually look to see how it looks like and what they did to accomplish this flavoring, because remember, these are rum agricoles. They cannot add any flavorings of vanilla or anything to taste like vanilla at all. It's just the way they char the cask that they're aged in.
Correct. So bourbon cask, but also charred to the right intensity to get vanilla intense. All right. So on the nose, what you got?
As soon as you brought it out again, I was like, oh, now it smells like vanilla.
Yeah, honestly, like it.
And they call it vanilla intense.
They call it vanilla intense, but we thought that.
Yeah, we're like, this is not really vanilla intense. But now that we've gone through the progression, which is what we accomplished, this is what I would say. It's an accomplishment today.
Definitely. So we definitely got why they call it vanilla intense. Like, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Ensure you do not miss any of the content from My Rum Diaries and Ready Set Rum. We post content on a weekly basis.
And a lot of first YouTube evers. Look at this comparison. This is gorgeous.
We are going through it all. So after all this spiel, let's actually get into the nose.
Let's go back to our original review.
Exactly. So
definitely a lot of vanilla.
16-year-old rum.
16-year-old rum.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Tight beating on the top.
So beautiful.
And
remember, this is already treasure chest approved, so.
Yes, and the nose on it is a lot more vanilla now that we have gone through the other Clements. Funny enough, the vanilla is more on the nose than on the taste. Even after going through it all.
That's exactly what I was about to say. And believe it or not, for me, so you get vanilla nose, but then at the end, it's so smoky.
It's smoky, but it's also, there is some vanilla on the end as well.
So I recently had a rum that was a mesquite rum, and it's kind of reminding me on that side of the smokiness at the back.
I'm getting
at the end.
It's dry vanilla. There is. So that's the thing. Like, so in the last time we were like, oh no, it's not that vanilla. It's not vanilla.
Right.
But when
but
you
now
go
that we've done the progression,
it's like and that's the thing. Like, it's the thing is that something in rum flavors are so subtle that if you're trying a vanilla flavored rum, as in a white rum that someone infused vanilla in,
very different, guys. This is very different. Then
you get so much vanilla, it's like, okay, definitely vanilla. It's like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, because they're adding flavoring, even if it's natural flavor. And this is very different. Remember the char. This is the way they char the oaks to bring out those vanilla notes. It's not vanilla flavoring. It's vanilla notes.
Exactly, and that's because the chemical compounds in the wood gives off these notes at certain temperatures, right? So this, I'm definitely getting vanilla at the front. I'm getting on the nose, sorry. On the flavor profile though, I'm getting muted rum agricole flavor. I'm getting some wood, getting some dryness, and then I'm getting a hint of vanilla that's lingering in the back. So for Clement, this is like vanilla intense. But for other rums, for most other rums, it's not that intense.
But now that I've gone through the progression, I'm so glad this is treasure chest approved. Honestly,
exactly. It's good stuff.
This is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, guys, if you're purchasing this bottle, it's only 500 milliliters. So don't get upset when you actually get a smaller bottle, right? Just know that the price is the price, and the size of the bottle does not change, no matter how much you want it to.
But let's be honest. You've obviously spent this amount of money on other rums. Do you think it's worth the 500 mls?
Yeah. So
I definitely think now that we've gone through the progression and we know the pricing and we know the difference, is definitely worth.
So
for this type of rum.
So for the type of rum, so the thing about it is fresh cane juice rum is more expensive. To me it's kind of weird because molasses, you have to do a process on the molasses to get molasses, right? You have to extract off most of the sugar, extract most of the water. It's energy intense, right? And you pay for energy. Right? Fresh cane juice is more expensive. It's more expensive because it's AOC.
It perishes too.
Yeah. So that's the thing, like most French islands are more expensive than non-French islands. Just being connected to French is just more expensive. I don't know why. It's an expense.
Because they bougie.
They bougie. It's an expense being associated with France, right? And then, so the island is more expensive. Everything's just more expensive. And fresh cane juice is more expensive because it's timing. You have to cut it and you have to get it to the shop immediately. You cannot allow it to sit for too long because then it starts fermenting, bacteria start showing up, and you just don't get the same flavor profile on a fresh cane juice that's unfermented to a fermented cane juice. So the speed and the rate at which you do things changes, right? It changes the rum content. So because of that, because you have to do this process.
And think about that requires a lot of manpower, even on the cheaper side, for it, like have fresh cut sugar cane, bring it and process it as quick as possible.
Exactly.
So going back to your traditional standard, must buy, must try,
so
must have collectors.
Honestly, all right.
Okay, now that we've gone through this whole range,
we've gone through it again, right? This is about say $100, right? 500 mils. I'll say I must buy. I'll buy a bottle because it's enjoyable. Especially I think it's even more enjoyable when you have more of them, so you can see the differences. So I'll definitely say the single cask vanilla intense version is a must buy. I would say honestly, like I would lead to the VSOP. I'd say a must buy too. Like honestly, like, the thing about it is Clement Rhums, being rum agricole, even if you're a rum fan, Clement, as I said before, just fresh French agricole rums are so far from regular rums that you have to try it to know if you like it. And you have to be a real rum drinker, like a guy that just goes off the deep end with every and any rum that comes out there.
That's me. I'm a guy that goes off the deep end.
So you have to be someone that goes off the deep end to really enjoy this. Like my wife, who has worked in the rum industry, who loves drinking rums, she cannot drink Clement Rhums.
Okay.
So she's just like, and honestly, like this, and she's from Jamaica, and there's some Jamaican rum. She's like, that's not for me.
Okay.
You know, so she pretty much loves more on the line of say Appleton. She likes, Appleton and then I think that might be honestly by the be think about it now. Appleton, I think she would like Long Pond. She hasn't tried it as yet, but she liked Long Pond because I think the Long Pond that I tried was very close to Appleton. And I didn't like Long Pond. Yeah, Long Pond. So the Long Pond, you tried it at the Rum Renaissance, right? Yeah, because of you. Right. You're like, try this. And I tried it and I was like, I don't know. So that Long Pond to me, I'm not even going to spill it because that's going to be another review. I'm going to do the Long Pond rum. I have bought it. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to open it. But so make sure you subscribe to his channel. All his information will be down below so we can look at that review together. Exactly. So that rum I'm definitely going to have to do a review of it. I didn't want to open it before, but I think that it is best for me to review it and tell you guys. It's time, Jame. No pressure. Exactly what is up. And that rum, so I bought, is a limited edition. There's like 2,400 and something bottles. This thing was selling for like $160. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so must buy, must try, and what would you say this? I would say must buy, must try. So this is the funkiest, it's the most rum agricole kind of thing. So you really want to try that one because it is so funky, it's so entrenched in what rum agricole is. So would you call this? Because to me the Nason was worse than this. The Nissan I tried was better than these two.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, then you must have got because I got a basic Nissan. So
No,
for me,
I
it was
think-
like this one.
The one I had tried, it was like $80 a bottle.
Oh, okay, no. Mine,
So,
I think,
it was
was
a
like
big bottle.
$35 a bottle.
No, the Nissan I tried.
$40 a bottle.
The Nissan I tried, it was a surprisingly a 1 liter bottle for $80. I can't remember the name, but it was more.
So must buy,
Yeah,
must try.
must try. Yeah.
And guys, stay tuned because I'm gonna buy the orange one, and I
Yeah.
feel like the orange one is gonna be in between these, and I'm excited to try that one with you
Probably.
too.
So on this channel, you're gonna get a lot of French agricole rums going
I know
forward.
because I'm sold. Thank you, Clement. Send me
Yeah.
all the bottles you want. I want them all.
All right, so we do take sponsorships. We do take free rums on this channel.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have
On
some
both of our channels.
if you have free rums to distribute, you want us to review your rums, send it our way. We'll be honest with you. Like as I told you guys, Clement was a learning curve for me. Nia just started today, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Clement, everything."
I'm sold.
Right? She is sold. She's
but I
just
think it's because of my exposure, thanks to my bourbon friends.
right. So definitely, good rums, very unique flavors, very different.
Complex, very,
Very
very
complex.
complex.
To me, it's just grass and a medicine cabinet. Like, how do you want to drink those? I don't know how Nia feels. Nia just think it's like, pop rocks and bourbon. But definitely funky. Definitely like, it's out there. It's out there on the flavor notes.
Very
And-
complex. They definitely develop as you try them, as they go
Right.
through your palate, as they go through your nose. You have a complete experience, nose, palate, the whole thing.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot, but it's been enjoyable. I'm happy that I did it with you.
Yay! Me too.
Because honestly, these rums have just been sitting in my cabinet for the last year and something,
okay,
almost 2 years.
I need to pour some more of this.
All right.
But guys, I am so happy Jame came back and we were able to try this. Thank you so much for watching. I know these are very long
No
videos.
more for me. I'm just gonna enjoy the sipping, because honestly, like, the more I smell it, it smells close to traditional rum. I don't know. Maybe I'm lying to myself. Maybe, yeah, but this is also 16 years old, so it's been in the barrel for so long.
So you think it'll get sweeter?
It would, and I said it before, it resembles closer to a traditional rum.
Yeah.
Based on the age than these
Yes, I
4
agree.
years, because this really just mellows out all the rum agricole
Yeah, I
instead.
agree.
Yeah. So,
I agree. But thank you so much for being on my channel
welcome.
again. It's been such a pleasure.
Cheers.
And I look forward to the next rum. Make sure you hit that subscribe so you can check out our new videos and new collabs.
Exactly. Ready, Set Rum and My Rum Diaries. Have a good day, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.